Hey, what's up my fellow masters? Just a quick video here to go over the initial pickup summon banner of the Chaldea Tam Lin Cup event. This was originally supposed to be included with the guide I put out, but I was running out of time for that video. At any rate, we are getting a brand new Lancer class servant. The heavily armored limited SSR Britomart strikes quite the imposing figure. But then in typical FGO fashion, once Britomart sheds the armor, we're presented with an angelic fae who might have gone too far in reducing armor protection, especially, well, in the middle chest region area. But whatevs. Who am I to complain? Certainly not this cultured master. Taking a look at Britomart's skills, the first gives her an invincibility that can negate 2 attacks and the effects last for 3 turns. Fortunately, this hard defense ability is attack-based since the first skill also provides a 3-turn NP generation buff of up to 30%. So it's nice that the invincibility is not necessarily wasted if the NP generation effect is desired at the beginning of the battle. Furthermore, Britomart also gains a critical attack chance resistance of up to 30%, which also lasts for 3 turns. Then her second skill offers some crit-related benefits. An immediate gain of up to 10 critical stars when the skill is used, plus a 3-turn effect that provides an additional 10 stars per turn. And to make use of those stars, Britomart's critical strength is buffed moderately with a 3-turn 30% increase. Lastly, this skill also includes a 3-turn debuff immunity for Britomart, a nice tool to have for those battles with debuff heavy gimmicks. Britomart's third skill covers the primary cards in her deck, with a buff to her quick and buster performance, both up to 30% and both lasting for 3 turns. Then to help use her NP sooner, an NP battery of up to 30% at max skill level. And speaking about Britomart's NP, it is an area of effect quick base type. It possesses a 1-turn ignore invincibility effect that activates first, again a nice tool to have when in higher difficulty battles. Plus it will do 50% extra damage against enemies with the riding trait. Then for its overcharge effect, her NP will do extra damage against rider class enemies. Man, she really seems to have it out for things related to riding. Now, if you were to just quickly glance at Britomart's skills, then perhaps you're reminded of another recent AoE quick SSR unit. And it's hard to deny the overall similarities with their skills, though of course there are differences. But when you add in Britomart's apparent niche versus riders, then it kinda does make you wonder what Lysenko was thinking when designing and releasing her immediately after assassin Huyan Chuo. But still, from the looks of things, Britomart can be a solid AoE Lancer who has a few tools for challenge content. And fortunately, there are a fair number of servants that possess the riding trait, although about a third of them are sabers, and only about 7 are either the ideal archers or berserkers. On the brighter side, there are 37 current rider class servants that have the riding trait that should result in some potent combined extra damage. So is Britomart for you? Well, if you're looking to add an SSR AoE Lancer to your roster, then she could work, especially if you have either Scotty or Summer Scotty. But if you already have the SRs Parvati or Valkyrie, then Britomart's appeal diminishes a bit. My personal recommendation would be to wait for Melusine's banner expected in December if an SSR Lancer is a priority for you. And the great thing is you get both a single target and an AoE unit in Melusine. Speaking frankly though, I really want to roll for Britomart, regardless of her pros or cons. She's a definite waifu for me. Sadly, I'll probably pass this time around and wait for her next scheduled raid up in December 2025. On raid up alongside Britomart are 2 story-locked SR servants, just to make things a bit more enticing. First up is the Saber class Barghest. This somewhat sensitive maiden with an incredibly thick body is an AoE buster type servant. She can boost her own attack and buster effectiveness for multiple turns, plus she gains additional benefit to her buster attacks when on the sunlight battlefield. Barghest can mitigate incoming damage rather well with an ability to recover her HP when attacking, coupled with a multiple hit damage cut that also extends to the party. To help with using her NP a bit faster, and others in the party for that matter, she can also provide a party-wide NP charge per turn of up to 15% for 3 turns. Adding to her tanky nature, Barghest NP has an effect that increases her max HP by 3000 for 5 turns, along with a very helpful skill cooldown reduction effect for herself. And the overcharge provides her with another buster increase, which is applied before the MP damage. Overall, Barghest falls a bit short in damage output compared to her male counterpart Gawain, but she makes up for it in being very tanky, to the point she can work as a solo unit whenever the need arises. If you don't have her and want to eventually add her to your Chaldea, just not right this moment, then Barghest will have future banners expected in November 2025 and November 2026. Balancing out Barghest on this banner is the Archer class Baobhan Sith. This shoe fashionista and kinda unhinged daughter to Morgan is a single target quick type servant. She's got a pretty robust kit possessing both a 1-turn invincibility and a 1-attack evasion that's party-wide and has no turn limit. Baobhan can seal off all enemy skills and NP for a turn, plus she's capable of absorbing a target's HP and reducing their NP gauge. And my favorite aspect of her skills, Baobhan has 2 separate NP batteries, both able to charge her gauge up to 30% each. Her NP has an ignore evasion built into it, and has an additional effect that causes DOT from inflicting a 5-turn 1000 damage curse on the target. The overcharge makes this curse more potent by increasing its damage based on the OC level. Baobhan was already a very competent single target archer, but in the future she will get a buff to her NP that gives it a damage modifier based on the number of curse stacks the target is inflicted with. This buff will effectively put her at the top of the NP damage charts among ST archers in the game. Remember that new 3-star command code Heal Lady? Well, Baobhan could probably make good use of it when her NP rank up is released. At any rate, that's not quite for a while unless NA gets surprised with an early update, which is not completely out of the question. But since there are probably higher priority servants coming up, you can always roll for Baobhan Sith when she comes back around July-ish 2025, January 2026, or November 2026. So that's the debut banner of Britomart. Now, I'm curious, will you be rolling for her? Or maybe the story-locked Barghest or Baobhan are more tempting targets for you. I may try a multi or two, but still undecided. Perhaps I can just live vicariously through anyone that rolls and lets me know in the comments, so please do. Anyway, if you are rolling, then I wish you the best of luck. Now, please don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already checked it out, I have a video guide on the event itself, so please give it a watch. As always, many thanks for watching, and until the next one, cheers!